Hello everybody, it's Fadeless, also known as Ren Atsutsuki on Final Fantasy Online. I have not played this game in over a few years, actually. I did do a rather in-depth playthrough for, I think it went on for about a year with one of my close friends, Effie. We haven't played in a very long time, and we both got really busy. However, I recently saw that this game came out on Switch 2, as you guys can see, currently playing on the Switch 2, which is pretty cool. Never thought this was going to be something that would be possible. So today, we're going to play a little bit. I'm still a little, how do I say this? A little rough around the edges on this game, let me tell you. I am not fully well known or well versed with a lot of my abilities. I feel like I have forgotten everything. So today we're gonna take a little bit of a in-depth overview of what it looks like to play in the dungeons on Switch 2, what it looks like to do some of the leveling, and even some of the campaign. And I will say, I'm not going to be skipping any of the campaign cutscenes, just because I have not personally seen them. I'm only on, oh gosh, I think I'm on the second. Yeah, I gotta be on the second. I think I'm only on the second DLC. Sadly, I was not able to have the free version, which if you guys can, and you guys have the Switch 2 version, just use that. Do not change that out. Do not buy any of the additions. Just because if you're starting fresh, you do not need to log into anything. You're making a brand new account. You're able to do the free trial on the Switch 2, which isn't really even a trial. You get hundreds of hours for free. You can't beat that. But however, for me, since this was an account that was on the PC primarily, obviously I was paying monthly for it. So there was some altercations with that. I wasn't able to use the free trial that you can get on the Switch 2, which allows you to play, I think, like the first 4 or 5 DLCs for free, or all the way up to almost Dawn Trial, really. So I did bite the bullet. I did end up buying the Dawn Trail pack. It was 30% off. It was like $40-something. I was like, okay, I could easily see myself getting addicted to this, playing this on the couch, playing this in bed, spending time with a girlfriend, and really still being able to play a game I really enjoy. Now, as you guys can see, I am in a guild. This is one of the old guilds I was in years ago. It was called Wolfie, or the Wolf Pack. I'm thinking about starting my own guild. Or potentially joining a guild. So if you guys know of any really active, fun guilds, I would love to join them. I'm a very new player as well. Or I'm even thinking about just creating another guild. Not another guild, but creating a guild, especially a guild for all those like new players that are on Switch 2 or even PC and so on. I love that. Everything is really cross progression wise, and I'm very excited to see how everything turns out. So let's get right into this. Let's start off with, let's see here. Let's start off with a high-level dungeon first, and then we'll go into leveling, and then we'll try a trial. And I feel like that should give you guys a good idea of sort of like what everything looks like. Let's go gather this Aether Current. Also, what I will say, I was very scared when this game came out of how it would be when it wasn't docked. Now, this game plays amazing when it is a handheld version. This is the first time I'm actually playing docked, so pretty excited to sort of see how this turns out. There are still like some things I'm still trying to get used to. However, I did play controller, which I know, gasp. I did play controller even when I was on PC, so I'm pretty familiar with everything. The biggest part I'm trying to get used to is trying to get used to like all my abilities again. And I'm always looking for further feedback on how I can honestly get better. So if you guys are watching, you guys are like, oh dear God, dude, this guy hasn't used one of his abilities in a while, and this ability like actually buffs his entire team, or buffs him, or it allows him to debuff the enemy or something like that, please tell me. Again, have not played this in a while, so ultimately would love nothing less than to be, told what I'm doing wrong. And like I said, I'm always looking to join another guild. I would love to join a very active guild and be a part of different things. My old guild used to do maps and like other criterias. However, the only problem is I wasn't able to do that. As you can see, I'm only on the second DLC, and most of my buddies on there were all, I believe, caught all the way up to where they were able to do maps. I know the other option for me would be to just, how do I put this? Basically, you could pay your way to get caught up, but I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like I want to experience the story. I don't know if I can maybe do that for one character, so I'm able to play with everybody else, but I really do want to be able to experience this for myself as well. The best part about this game is it is countless hours of fun. So I'm very excited to really be able to play this on the go. I have seen videos where people have played this at a McDonald's, or people have played this at a hotel. And even on hotel Wi-Fi, McDonald's Wi-Fi, this game plays as smooth as Buddha. And let me tell you, I'm excited to be taking this, especially for me, someone who has a job that is very travel heavy. This excites me. I'm excited to sort of see how this game plays, especially while I'm on the road, while I'm traveling to different hotels with different levels of Wi-Fi and so on. And I'm still going to be able to play a game that I have so much fun with. So let's see how this goes. This is my first dungeon. Very excited. I will say the graphics, everything looks amazing. Some people had some tidbits about the graphics looking, you know, subpar. However, these are also people that are like actively used to seeing, you know, their enhanced graphics. You know, some people have, oh gosh, what's it called? It's basically like an add-on you can get. Okay, am I supposed to go? Oh, okay. I think we're missing one person. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this part I've always had trouble with is like the lock on. I think there is a way for me to like auto lock on. I gotta figure that out. Like once you kill one enemy, I think there's a way that you can auto lock it so it locks onto the next enemy. I'm just not 100% sure. So that is a little bit of trouble I've had so far. But from what I remember, there is another button that does allow you to just auto lock onto other enemies there. There we go. And I will say, one of my favorite updates that this game ever had was my only tidbit with this game that I never like fully enjoyed was the lackluster feeling of loot. You know, when you're in a dungeon and you kill something, you're like, oh, well, I didn't really get that much loot from this. Gosh, I think this was, what, a year or two ago? They came out with the update where dungeons and everything ended up giving you more loot than what it used to give you. So I'm pretty excited to sort of see how that works right now. I think I've done like one raid before. I'd have to go back and sort of check that, but I'm excited to sort of see like what the loot aspect looks like on those. There we go. I will say I'm also like way over leveled for the area I'm in. Oh, wrong button. There we go. So as you can see, everything's been playing pretty smooth. I'm not seeing like any bugs or any issues as of right now. I could use, well, I mean, the biggest problem right now is I definitely need to like change my HUD. As you can see, my on the right hand side where it has all of my missions and so on, that is going all the way to the bottom. So I think at some point I am gonna have to take time out of my day, you know, fix part of the HUD, find a part of the HUD that like works really well for me, and then maybe make a video on that, just showcasing sort of like my HUD for the Switch 2, because I know usually that can be very helpful, especially having like a clean HUD and how beneficial that can be for, you know, a team or even a party, and for you to be able to play successfully as well. Like, I mean, even with me having a pretty cluttered screen, everything seems pretty well so far. Oh, let's use our big ability. Also, I did see lately in the news, I forgot what the ultimate is. Oh, limit break. So, do I need that? Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna pass on that. I think they're gonna be coming out with a, you know, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's been a rumor saying that they're gonna try to get it so everybody has, you know, the chance to use their limit break, and it's not for the entire party. I don't know how that's gonna work, because obviously limit break is like a very big ability, and it could either do, you know, some big damage, or it could really help your team just stay alive, especially if like your healers are using it or so on. You know, there's many different usages there, so that'll be interesting to sort of see how they incorporate that or what they do. I know Evercold is set to, I think, come out in, oh gosh. Okay, that's why. I believe Evercold's set to come out in, like, what, a year and a half? 2027, I believe, so pretty excited for that. We'll have to see how that turns out. And I think that's going to be a huge DLC, which is really going to be the big difference between, there we go, between, you know, MMOs. For the longest time, Final Fantasy Online has been fighting with, you know, Black Desert Online's been fighting with, other games such as World of Warcraft and so on. I think Evercold might be a game changer, especially for Final Fantasy Online. I will say it's been awesome to see the numbers always continuously growing. It's always good to see a game, you know, that has lasted the ages of time and hasn't succumbed to this sort of sad reality where people play a game for like 5 minutes and then just say they hate it and then never do anything with the game again. This game is amazing, and I'm so excited to sort of see where the future of this goes. I will stick to this, by the way. I think Final Fantasy Online has one of the best RPG MMO fucking communities out there. Oh, little swear there. But one of the best communities out there. Like, nothing comes close. World of Warcraft, cool. But I will say, with all the people I've ever interacted with on this game, they are some of the coolest, some of the chillest, some of the most fun people to hang out with. Let me tell you. Especially back when the guild I was in was like very active. Oh my god, I have never felt like part of a family, and like how close we got with like the little time that I had actually known them. It was amazing. You know, that is everything that I've ever wanted from a gaming community, and I had that. You know, and I never had that with any other game, which is crazy. You know, obviously, I do play World of Warcraft. I'm more of a World of Warcraft classic kind of guy. And even the guild I'm in there, like, you know, it still has nothing on... Ooh, piece of candy. I'm just gonna greed stuff, honestly. It still has nothing on the community that this game really has. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we forgot the spinny spin. Oh, sick. Alright, there we go. I'm also very excited for, like, some of the bigger things that are coming out. Like, I mean... They're gonna have the... I don't know if this comes out with Evercold. It's been in the talks for a very long time. Especially, like... I went to PAX East. Oh, God. I go to PAX East every year. The one in Boston. And I believe it was 2 years ago where I got to see Final Fantasy and everybody was there, the directors and so on, the creator. It was awesome. It was a really cool experience. And they all just talked about, you know, Dawn Trail and when that was coming out and all the big things that had with it. I sort of messed up. That one's on me. But, you know, that makes me even more excited for all the stuff that's going to be coming out with, like, Evercold. And then being able to have, like, you know, your character for, let's say, you know, let's say ninja class is, like, maxed out. But you got to heal for your party because there's no other people that are healers. You're still able to have like a maxed level healer with, you know, whatever items you need, and you're able to get stuff going. So like that's to me really cool, and I'm very excited to sort of see how everything works there. Obviously, with the way I was explaining everything, I don't know how everything works precisely, but I am very excited to sort of see how everything comes together with that. All right, there we go. Yeah, like I said, this is my first time, like, actually playing with the Switch docked. And even when I wasn't playing with my Switch docked, I still had a very easy time playing this game. I got used to it pretty quickly. I was afraid that it was going to take a very long time for me to get used to, but I got used to it very quickly. The only downfall I could easily see... I don't even really want to call it a downfall, honestly. Like, the only issue I could, like, see happening to some people is, like, if you're not used to playing the Switch 2 for a longer period, you know, it's very easy to see that you might have, like, some issues where your hands will hurt a little bit, of where you're holding the Switch 2. So, like, that's something that can be easily, you know, common. And the more you play it, the more you'll adjust to like how everything feels, and the less your hands will start to hurt a little bit. However, you can always buy like little grips too. That always helps. Or you can always dock your Switch too. Play with a controller you have and go from there. They also do have mouse capabilities, so if you want to get crazy with it, you can play as if you're using the joysticks as a mouse. And I believe I have seen some stuff online where you can like actively have like a keyboard also set up. I don't really know how that works, but I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I got a 33 on that. Please give me the minion. If I win that, I swear to God, guys, we're all getting crazy. Oh. As you can see, I'm still actively hitting the wrong abilities each time, so what a sweet treat that is. Also, feel free to skip through any of this that you guys want. Really, my main idea with this video was just to showcase to everybody, if you really want to get this game, or you're looking into getting this game, but you want to see how dungeons play, how the leveling trials play, and, you know, a little bit of MSQ, this is what this video is for. This video is also for anybody who just wants to see, like, oh, maybe I just get this game on my Switch 2 so I can just work on my MSQ while I'm not on my PC, or so I can play this while I'm not, you know, home. This is perfect for that. Alright, let's get him. I don't even know what my, like, limit breaker ability is. Usually if I do that, this, and then this one, it makes me want to use my other ability, so I'm surprised it's not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing any damage to that guy. Okay, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Okay, as you can see, I did not know how this dungeon worked precisely, but we still got through. There's somebody in this party that is just cracked. We had a W tank, by the way, and healer. I'm not gonna lie, they did a killer job, and the other ADC was amazing as well. But I was definitely not amazing there. Thank you. I am very, very slowed right now. Dude, these people were amazing. All right, let's see here. Paladin arms. I would read that. I think I do have a... Oh, I got it. I didn't mean that. Well. Player commendation. Okay, so joke's on them. Leo. How do I... So that's another thing is like, I haven't fully figured out how to... there we go. Okay. So you do got to go out of your way sometimes to like actively get to like where you want. And you got to get used to like some of the button mashing. I mean, if you're not used to controller, it will confuse you a bit at the beginning, but you know, it all comes together. All right, let's check our inventory real quick. I do have to get rid of a lot of my inventory. Please don't look too closely at it. Please. Just love me for a little bit. I also need people to explain what some of this stuff actually does so I don't get rid of the wrong stuff. Thoughts? Okay, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I forgot about these. Use? Alright, I already have that. I want to see if we got lucky and if we actually received... Oh, we didn't get it. We did not get it. That is sad. Dungeon Seedling. Crown Pie. Oh, this gives us plus 6% to gathering, spell speed, vitality, critical hit chance, vitality. Let's use that. I definitely should level up my cooking. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we didn't get the blob, dude. That is sad. Okay, we're probably gonna be able to hit level 66 here soon. All right, let's do leveling. Show you what one of the leveling... actually, let's not do leveling, since those are not as high. Let me show you... Oh my goodness. As you can see, it is... What a sweet treat. There we go. Okay, let's just do a normal trial. A level 50 trial. And then we could try that. Let's see what a level 50 trial sort of looks like. So as you can see, the dungeon played well. It was smooth. I didn't see... what I was honestly expecting with this game was it to feel a little clunky. Was there to be like a bit of lag or so on. But it seems like the Switch 2 is handling this game fairly well. I feel like the art looks fine. Like it doesn't need a pop like it does on PC. I'm very content with this. I'm very happy with it. Another sort of, I don't want to call it a downfall, but another issue some people might see is like, obviously, if you want to play this on PC and on your Switch too, that you know, month payment does not carry. You do have to pay for it for each device you're on, which does, you know, suck. However, another downside with that is you also have to buy the DLC on, you know, both as well. So, that's another thing that you always have to sort of look into, and sort of take about as you will. Let's check again sort of what we have here. I have a lot of these from different events, and I'm nervous to get rid of a lot of these. I'm not gonna lie. Do we already have that card? We don't. New card unlocked. Nice. Okay, let's see here. What else we got here? We have a couple dyes. I'm gonna have to start leaving some of this at, I wonder if I have like a... I know in Dawn Trail you get your own like apartment, sort of. So I wonder if I can get one of those like in this game. Or before that. And go from there. Because our inventory is full to the brink. we should be getting in one here shortly. I will say where I'm at for my campaign, I think the average level is like 55, 58. You know, some of these enemies nearby are 57, but I'm quite a bit further ahead just because back when I used to play this quite often, I did a lot of my dailies where I would go do a dungeon, I would go do the leveling, I would go do some of the like the battlegrounds and so on. So there was quite a bit that I would do there, even though I know I should definitely be focusing on the campaign. That way I'm able to do a lot more stuff with guildmates.
I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter.
Just look at how
our
good they
fate to
look.
be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more.
I will say this fight was amazing.
Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Alright, let's get this. I also can't believe I'm only like halfway still, you know? I think the highest level is like what, 100 now? Which is insane to think about. Should also make sure I'm relearning how some of these also work. Like how W healers though. Oh my goodness. Take out the golems. Oh, am I? Oh, I'm down! Okay, let's accept that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is my bad. Oh, this one we get limit breaks. I forgot about that. I sure hope my one ability doesn't, like, I don't think it does. I don't think I have my limit break ability on. I could be wrong though. Dude, the music! Oh my gosh, I forgot about the music. These fights always have great music. Oh my goodness. I'm honestly surprised we're all like... level 66. All right. You obtained 75. All right, we'll leave that. Since you've already seen us do a high-level dungeon as well as a high-level trial, I feel like that gives you guys a good grasp of what the Switch 2 is capable of. You've seen it go from a 4-man dungeon all the way to an 8-man trial. Obviously, I'm only at that like level 50 caliber for those dungeons and trials, so obviously we're not doing like those big raids that you usually see with like the max level characters and so on, or level 80 and so on. I do plan on doing that once I do hit that level, or once I actually get to that MSQ. I'm trying to go through this MSQ as fast as I can while also watching the cutscenes that are important and enjoying the story that goes along with it. It would be awesome to be somewhat caught up to actually be able to enjoy this game with other mates, but you know, obviously with that comes a lot of time and everything else, so I'm gonna try to figure that out as the time goes. But if you are also new to this game and are looking for people to play with, let me know. I'm always looking for people that are at the similar area as me, or even just starting off. That is perfect. It'd be awesome to start a guild with other people that are also pretty brand new to this game. I do have a Discord, so if any of you guys are interested, you know, just let me know, and I'm sure I can always get you guys an active link going as well. So thank you guys so much for catching today's video. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to check this out. If you guys want to just give me any feedback in the comments about what you guys thought about the video, or even just how I played my character, that is always appreciative. I'm always looking to try to get better in either or. And like I said, always looking to join a new guild that is pretty active, or even creating a guild myself. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.